This was Iran 40 years ago. I know it's hard to believe, but this is literally how we used to dress. This is Iran now.
Women in Pahlavi, Iran did have the right to vote. They had the right to divorce. Women were in all fields as in terms of their careers. There was not really too many limitations. He, in essence, forces women to remove their headscarves by law and by force. And it was very traumatic and in the sense that society was not ready for it and people did not want that. And then later, his son actually allows and reduces the enforcement of this. So that's why you have pictures throughout the 60s and 70s of women in miniskirts as well as a full body covering. In particular, because of the forced removal of the hijab on women, when the Islamists come to power, they use this as a cultural marker. And so in the same way that the removal was forced in 1979, you have the forced reimposition of different types of hijab on women. It was really the signifier for the laws to come, right? The elimination of women from the legal profession, the elimination of women from so much the public sphere. Once the decree goes out that women will have to wear hijab, it will be mandatory the next day, which is International Women's Day in 1979. You have tens of thousands of women who go out into the streets and they protest against this.
The imposition of Islamic law here has started with an order to women to cover their heads in government offices. Many are furious. Only a minority in Tehran already follow the instruction.
I think the biggest movements have been in 1999. So you have during the Khatami administration, that was largely a university student movement. Men are the faces of that movement, but you have definitely the involvement of women. Women have been part of all of the protests that have occurred over the past 43 years and before. And then in 2009, a woman again became the face of the Green Movement. Neda al-Sultan was murdered on film, on camera, and that was largely a political movement for reform. This one is very significant because how it crosses all sorts of different lines of Iranian society. First of all, the ethno-religious line, even the slogan, Zan Zendegi Azadi, women, life, freedom, is a Kurdish slogan. And then importantly, men. As women went out into the streets, men very quickly joined them. So to basically say that this is not just about women or ethnic groups, but it's about human rights. And then I would be remiss to not add the importance of the Raisi administration. The fact that this administration has, during this time period when Iran is facing so many economic problems and so much budgetary mismanagement, has decided to institute a re-Islamization program. All those members of Gen Z who can't get jobs, who can't get into the universities, they look and they see, is the government helping pay their bills? Is the government helping them get jobs? Is the government helping with the budget? No, the government is going after them for hijab. They're risking everything. They're risking their very lives. We're in the thousands now that have been arrested. We are in the dozens that have been reported as dead. Students and younger people who are not of 18 years old, they get blackballed out of universities. Those who are university students will be expelled. And this is assuming that one is not jailed, tortured, or doesn't die in custody. And so it is very much the basic elements of human rights that they are risking by engaging in the protests.